Hey everyone, Tim the Collect Jurassic. We're here with one of the biggest toy unboxings I've probably ever done on the channel. As you probably are aware, if you're tuning in to Collect Jurassic, you already know. These past couple days, Jurassic World Dominion toys have been finally hitting stores, and that means I could finally go out, go to Walmart, Target, Amazon, and grab a bunch of stuff. And I have so much stuff to unbox that I decided to do just one giant video. So we have so much to go over. We got extreme damage figures. We got Massive Action Quetzalcoatlus, Yangchuanosaurus. We have a new Legacy collection set. We also have a Release and Rampage set with an Atrociraptor and also this awesome Jeep Gladiator. So just a ton of stuff to unbox and review and do comparisons and all the normal stuff. I'm so excited. Mattel is just totally overwhelmed us Jurassic collectors with stuff. So I'm thrilled to just like rip into all this and check it out with you guys on the channel. So let's go ahead and get started because I don't want this video to go for, an hour or something. So we need to get right to it. So let's go ahead and pick our first figure out. I'm going to go ahead and go with these extreme damage figures that are right here in front. We have Coelurus, Velociraptor, and Dimetrodon. Of course, you can find these at Walmart. Shout out to my buddy in Mexico, Ernesto, who actually helped me get these a little early, and I just held on to them until I could do this review. All together, we got Dimetrodon, which is an awesome figure, a new species for Dominion. Let's go ahead and unbox that one first because I'm super, super excited about it. The packaging on these extreme damage figures is also just so cool. I love the orange background, the fire. I talked about it in a previous video, but it's a little different than the normal Dominion packaging with the blue. It's got the same kind of artwork with the T-Rex. Sorry, Quetzalcoatlus is kind of covering up the T-Rex. Has very much the same artwork, but it's got this whole like fire red kind of like theming on it, which makes it a little more unique. Of course, on the back of the packaging, it shows how the figure works. It's got the other dinosaurs in the assortment, all that good stuff. There's Dimetrodon out of the box. Let's go ahead and hold it up here for the camera. This is extreme damage, so it's going to have that extreme damage feature. You can already see the blood on there, and it's double-sided too, so you get the effect on both sides. And it's activated by pressing this button that's ingeniously hidden in the sail. If you press it once, it turns to the green. Press it again, it turns to the red. It's genius. It's so genius. And the articulation on this guy is awesome too. I mean, he's got like the legs that rotate in and out in front and back. They rotate outward like that. So he's got a fairly decent amount of articulation just on this basic figure. And of course, it's got that neck articulation too, which I totally dig on all the figures. So he can look down and eat. He can look up. I like how they have the little fin right there that separates from the body, but they got paint on it. Also has that opening jaw there. So there it is, opening its jaw. I love this thing. Really, really nice. It also has the DNA tag hidden back here. So there's the scan code. All of that stuff is ingeniously hidden in the frill, which is really a fun little hidden feature. Of course, this isn't our first Dimetrodon. What Collect Jurassic video would be complete without some comparisons? So here's the other, I think this is Savage Strike, right? Dino Rivals. Pretty rare figure, actually. But all things considered, this new one is it's an improvement in every way. I mean, look how long and veiny this other one's neck is. It looks like a monster. The head is all weird. I think the action feature is tied to the tail, which is weird. So it has this big, giant, like, gash in its chin. That's where the mouth is. So there's like, it doesn't have the smooth features of this other newer Dimetrodon. This thing just looks awesome. I love the neck moving too. That's going to let you do a lot of cool features. And the color are a lot of cool poses. And the colors are really nice too. But it's definitely the articulation for me on the neck that makes this guy a must-have. I love, look, he's already looking all curious and inquisitive at that other Dimetrodon saying, why do you look so ugly? Really nice detail too. Look at all those scales and bumps and all that stuff. Even the frill has a bunch of really nice details. So really cool figure, great articulation. Love to see it. Let's go ahead and check out Coelurus next. We won't talk about the packaging again. Only other thing I'll say is I like the, kind of hard to see on this one, but the extreme damage logo is kind of fun. A little bit different than the battle damage logo we saw years past. Here's Coelurus. Not a new species, but this figure is definitely new. I'll do a comparison here in a second. Much like Dimetrodon, it has the little button that makes him, you know, bloody or not. That works on both sides of the figure. And it also has really nice articulation. It's got the legs. These legs just go back and forth. There's no posing outward. But the front arms have that hinge that lets them go like this and like this. It's kind of like that on all the deluxe figures. Really subtle paint on this one. It's almost like it almost kind of blends in, really. I like the feathers on the head. This is a really cool looking dino. I've always liked Coelurus. Speaking of Coelurus, this is the first Coelurus figure we got for Dino Rivals. Always liked the paint on this one and the little beady black eyes. He's a little guy, and this new one is considerably bigger. Like considerably bigger. At least probably 25% bigger. I mean, its head is bigger. It's longer. I mean, look how much bigger these are. It's just like, it's like a super Coelurus. It's kind of funny, but I really like the way the head looks on this one with the feathers. Of course, the mouth opens too. And like all these awesome figures, it has the neck that lets you go up and down and around and over. So you can do some really cool poses with Coelurus. I really dig the feathers on this one, like a lot. I think this is one of those figures where the feathers just really make sense. Mattel uses feathers pretty sparingly, and when they use them, it always looks really, really good. So Coelurus is no exception. And I like the little claws kind of primed down at its side. So that's Coelurus, really looking really nice with the feathers. Scan code, of course, is right there hidden behind that action feature. So a couple little indentations on the back for that DNA tag, as well as the battle damage. So that is Coelurus. Go ahead and put his older version away. Let's get to Velociraptor. Can't get enough raptors when it comes to Jurassic World, right? And this one is really, really cool. The coloration is definitely something interesting. Almost looks like an Arctic raptor, if you ask me. Of course, like the battle damage figures I already talked about, it has that button that you press. Oh, there it goes. I was like, oh, did I get a broken one? Nope, it works. You just got to press it down firmly, and it turns bloody or white. And that's on both sides here. And it also has articulation on the arms. Those are arms that expand out, which, like the basic raptor figures, don't even have that. So that's a plus side. It's got that neck articulation, so it can look behind it and roar, all that cool stuff. I love the color of the eyes too. They're definitely different. We're used to yellow eyes or gold eyes, but these are sort of a red eye, which looks really nice. And of course you have the legs too, which only go back and forth. None of that extra add articulation. Just like Coelurus, the legs only go back and forth. Which sometimes in these deluxe figures, they don't just go back and forth. They go outward too. So they kind of cut a little bit of corners with the Raptor doing that. But I mean, honestly, you would only repose it standing up, so it doesn't make much sense. The really cool mold on this Raptor, though, I thought it was the same exact Raptor as all the other Dominion Raptors we've been getting. I'll pull the Capture and Crush truck version, because I thought they were the same, but they actually aren't. I mean, certainly the torso is the same with the way the legs are posed, but look at the arms. The arms are totally different. The new Raptor has sort of like a crook in its elbow, and its claws are a little bit bigger and more splayed out, whereas these other Raptors have straighter, longer arms without any kind of bend. There it is on this side too. You can see, I mean, they look a little bit similar, but look how different the claws look on the extreme damage one. They're all splayed out, whereas they're kind of a little bit more, I guess, contracted in this other Raptor. The head looks pretty darn similar as well. Let's see if I can get those up to the camera. Definitely probably the very similar, same head. But the legs are maybe, no, I guess, and the tail is definitely different. I mean, you can see the tail on the Extreme Damage Raptor is longer. It's longer by about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch. So very similar to the Raptor we've been getting but just a couple differences with the arms and the tail. But really cool coloration, I think, is what makes this one really cool. Again, sort of like an Arctic raptor, and I love that. Love the neck articulation. Just looks like a really cool version of the raptor, and not like a color we've gotten before. It's not just like some boring, you know, green or brown. It's something totally different. So that's Extreme Damage. We're already 10 minutes in. We've only gotten one setup open, so let's go ahead and jump into some of the bigger figures. We have Yangchuanosaurus here in that classic Jurassic World Dominion packaging with that blue background, of course, on the back. Oh, you know what we forgot? We forgot Raptors scan tag. Got to show that off, right? You can see that it, just like the Coelurus, is a little indentation right behind the battle button, or right behind the battle damage button. So, sorry. Back to Yangchuanosaurus. Let's keep it moving. This thing looks awesome. You can actually play with it and touch it in the box, but we want to get this thing out of the box, right? So, cutting it open. Looks like its feet might be locked into place. So, this is going to slow us down getting this out. Luckily, I came prepared with my utility tool. We'll just go ahead and... There's just a couple pieces of plastic in here you have to twist to get the feet out. They did this on a lot of the Dominion figures where they secured them with that extra security that we didn't see before. This thing is huge. I should have grabbed another carnivore like Tarbosaurus to do a comparison, because this thing is massive. It definitely feels bigger than Giganotosaurus and Tarbosaurus. It's a hefty figure, and it's solid too, and it's got tons of detail, all those scales all the way throughout, even on the lower jaw. I mean, look at all that skin texture. And I like the big giant bumps on the hip too. That's a nice touch. Really simple paint too. Just kind of greens all blending into each other with a lighter underbelly. Of course, you have that pop of red with the crest on top. Articulation wise, looks like everything is kind of sinking to that leg articulation. So that's interesting. And then the arms bend. It's got huge arms. It's got like bigger than Indominus arms. I mean, look at those things. Those are proportionate to its body. Those are some very thick arms with big claws too. Face looks awesome. I mean, look at that thing. Definitely a unique kind of silhouette from Mattel. We've got so many different large carnivores, but this one's giant crest even sets it apart from like Coelurus and all that. So, and I believe there's a button on the tail right here, which opens and closes the mouth. So articulation is going to be tied to that button back there. Or sorry, the articulation of the jaw. So no toy photographers, you're going to have to kind of work around that. Looks like the jaw, at least on mine, if I press the button, it doesn't fully close. But I can push it close. And that's what the dinosaur looks like with the jaw fully closed. Looks a little silly, actually. But see how it's kind of open in the front if I just press the button. And yeah, then the action feature is all tied. I thought it would be tied to like the hip, but it's tied to, if you pose it down, it looks down. See how it's looking down? If you pose it up, it looks up. So it's kind of like a tightening cable inside that is really just kind of chomps up and down. That's kind of fun though. It's simple. It's not like I guess the primal, this feature kind of works too, where you can slash them back and forth. Doesn't go up and down, just goes left and right, but you can pose them up, then make it go left and right. So some really nice motion there. That is, I want to be saying this right. Got to read the box. That is Yangchuanosaurus. I like him. I'm gonna pose him kind of posed up like this on the shelf. I think he looks a little more unique, kind of posed up like that. Right? Doesn't that look awesome? Very cool. Yangchuanosaurus. Unique carnivore from Mattel. What's up next? Let's go ahead and do this Release and Rampage pack because I really want to get this Atrociraptor out. Also comes with a human character. Her name is Sonya Santos. Hopefully I can remember that as I get her out and I don't call her Ellie or something. Sonya Santos with Atrociraptor. Again, release and Rampage pack. This thing was from Target, and I think here in the States it is exclusive to Target. Okay, let's go ahead and get this out. And yes, I already know that I need to show the DNA code on Yangchuanosaurus, so let's pop this set out, and then we'll run back and grab that one. This thing is really stuck in here, though. I really wanted to get the background out so we could take a look. Oh, there we go. So there that set is. Real quick, let's get Yangchuanosaurus back. The DNA tag looks, oh, it's a big piece right here. Wow, that is a huge DNA tag too. Look how big that DNA tag is compared to like Coelurus's little tag. It's like, it's jumbo sized. Jumbo sized. Wow, that's crazy. So that is the DNA tag for Yangchuanosaurus. Literally just pops back in there. It's even got little ridges molded on it like that. See, it's got the little spine, so it blends in really nicely. Sorry, I keep skipping those, but I know a lot of people that watch want to see those, and it is kind of fun to see how they work. Looks like this thing is, yep. I was going to say it's kind of fixed into place, so let's go ahead and pull these plastic tabs out, if I can. There we go. I want to call out this cool Malta background. It's definitely different than some of the other sets I've looked at. I like the flowing canvas up here, broken ladder, a couple hallways. That's fun. I mean, that's like literally from the trailer. I think this is the second set I've got with a nice little Malta background. Looks like the toys are already falling out. Let's go ahead and pop Sonya out of here. Pop the... Looks like there's like a door. And then she's got her, what's she got here? She's got like some sort of phone, and then then another little tool. We'll read the box to make sure we're calling these items the right things. But I think one of them is like a torch or something. Almost looks like a baton. Of course, we got this case here. I believe this door just slides in. Slides in this way. Right? Did I do that right? No, I didn't do that right. There he goes. Okay. Let's go ahead and get Ghost out. The only Atrociraptor whose name I know. Atrociraptor Ghost. Oh, is this one going to stand? His legs are kind of bent. I don't know. We'll see if we can get this one to stand. I noticed that its leg is kind of bent in. Come on, Atrociraptor. And then we got Sonya here. Let's check out Sonya first. New character for Dominion. I don't even think she's been in the trailers yet, so I really don't know anything about her. Probably safe to assume that she's some sort of bad guy / bad girl, because she's not in the trailer, and there's so many good guys in the trailer already between Owen and Claire and Alan and Ellie and Kayla and Malcolm. I mean, there's so many. So I'm guessing that she's a bad guy. And she's got this really interesting, like, very fashionista dress, right? With this long drape. She's got this little silver bracelet, too, that's painted up really nice. And, yeah, she's got blonde hair. Nice detail there on the face. I thought it was Ellie when we first saw this set, just wearing a really nice dress. But apparently her name is Sonya, and she comes with a controller. So whatever a controller is, and then she comes with this little baton thing too. So this is the controller right here. I don't know if you can see this, but looks like there's a couple buttons on it. Like a little speaker or a big button. I don't know. Literally looks like a TV remote. Honestly, it looks exactly like a TV remote. Obviously something from the films in there with the controller, right? And there's also this baton, which looks like my baton got a little bent in the package, so I'll have to hit that with a hairdryer later to straighten it out. But she can hold the baton and the controller. I'm guessing the controller either controls the dinosaur or controls this really cool enclosure that this comes with, which I really hope Mattel keeps doing stuff like this, because as an old school Jurassic collector. She's got nice boots on too. Can we talk about her boots? Look at those boots, really nice. As an old school Jurassic collector, I really miss having fences and stuff like that. So getting something like this box, some people might not be that excited, but I'm really excited. This is awesome. I love the all the detail painted on it. See all the scratch marks everywhere. That's an extra layer of paint deco that really helps give this, you know, this solid piece of plastic a little bit more grit. It's cast from sort of like a iridescent, almost shiny plastic that makes it look metal in the first place, but then you have those nice paint applications that make it look, you know, like scratched metal. I love all the little rivets and stuff too in the plastic. So just this piece alone is pretty cool. Of course, it has that door that you saw me put on that just opens up, you know, kind of like a bear cage. And it actually stops. Oh, I was gonna say it actually stops so it doesn't pop out, but there I go, popping it out. But if you're not hard on it, it kind of clicks into place and stays up, which of course is what Ghost goes into. So you can put Ghost in there and shut it, and then look into the window and you can see Ghost in there. Probably something from the movie. Looks like there's a hole in back so the tail can go out, or you can look at Ghost from behind. But nice little narrow cage, which probably keeps Ghost pretty calm, not able to turn around and, you know, grab the gatekeeper or something. And then Ghost itself is really cool. It looks like mine's legs are a little close together, so it's not going to stand up. Oh, it's going to stand up perfectly well. I think the longer it's out of package, the more its 1 foot bends back out. But this is Ghost. Got that really cool Atrociraptor design that's so close to the raptor, but also so far away. Look at that head, really little painted eyes and painted teeth. It's really identical though to the Atrociraptor figure that we already opened on the channel. If you joined us for the Owen Escape pack, this is the other one we got. It's either Pantera or Red, I forget its name. So it is the identical figure. There's nothing unique about one of these the other one doesn't have. Same arm pose, same leg pose, all that stuff. But that's okay because that figure is awesome. So I don't mind having it applied to Ghost right here. No special action features, just that articulation with the arms and legs and neck and jaw. That's it. Also have that scan code back here that you can pull up. That's Ghost scan code, just hides back there. But now I got, you know, I'm starting to build this pack of 4 Atrociraptors. We got Ghost now. We have got Red and Pantera. We also have this one whose name escapes me. So now I have 3 different Atrociraptors, which is pretty cool, and 1 enclosure for them. I'd love to get enclosures for all 4 eventually. I'm sure that's how it is in the movie. Then of course you got Sonya here with the controller. So this little target set's pretty cool. Got that awesome enclosure, which probably makes it for me, but you get a couple figures as well, including Ghost, who I think is probably going to be like the main Atrociraptor. And it's a nice figure, really nice figure with minimal paint, but it works. So we'll go ahead and put Ghost and Sonya and her little controller aside and move on to another toy. Let's go ahead and do Quetzalcoatlus, another you know, kind of big figure from Dominion, and a big species from Dominion. If you've seen the trailers, you've seen Quetzalcoatlus attack the airplane. If you haven't seen the trailers, I'm sorry, I just spoiled that for you, but come on, the movie's coming out this June. You should be watching the trailers and getting hyped like us. But let's go ahead and get back to the toy. Quetzalcoatlus, not new for Mattel necessarily. We've had a Quetzalcoatlus before, but this one is based on the movie clearly, and it's got a lot of awesome differences, and it looks bigger, honestly, than the other Quetzalcoatlus we have. So, of course, we'll do some comparisons. Got to do comparisons, right? But here is in the box. You can see it's all folded up. You really can't get an idea of just how big this thing is until we free it from its enclosure. Looks like this one's going to be pretty easy to get out. Just a couple snips of plastic ties, and Quetzalcoatlus is free. So we can go ahead and unfold those wings and start to get an idea of just how big this thing's wingspan is. It's definitely a good 12 to 14 inches, perhaps even more than that. Yeah, really, really big wingspan. And then it's got all this gray plastic, painted plastic on the wings. That's all painted. The bottoms aren't painted, but you can see it has this marbling effect, which is kind of weird how all the Dominion dinosaurs have this marbling effect. You might not be able to see it on some of them, but this one you can really see it. This isn't paint splash. This is literally like plastic mixed in. And you can see it on the tip of this one's wing. It's like really, really apparent on this one. That's not paint splash. That's like plastic mixed in. So almost looks dirty, but it's not on the neck itself. This thing is so big, I can't even keep it in the camera. The action feature is this button that you press, makes it fly. I think there's a button on the bottom that makes it open its mouth. Does it? Yeah, there you go. Sorry, I couldn't get it to. Snaps its giant beak. I mean, this thing's head is ginormous. And look at that awesome detail with that blue top crest, the orange on the front of the beak, the orange around the eyes, a little bit of feathers back there. Really cool detail. I love the design of Quetzalcoatlus in the movie, and I think this toy is totally nailing it for me. It's got this huge neck too. I mean, look how big the neck is. Of course, every Mattel Jurassic figure, it seems like, has to have this wing flapping thing. I don't need it. I mean, I don't really play with my toys. Obviously, I do a lot of displaying. But I get why kids always want to have the wings flapping. But I kind of wish the wings weren't on an action feature and they could be like articulated here at the base of the body, and maybe you could make this thing sort of stand up, but not really in the cards. It does have some articulation. The legs articulate independently of one another, so you can have it pick up people. And the neck is articulated too, so it can move side to side. It's on a ball joint or a big hinge, so you can do some pretty crazy things, except it can't look down, so you're not going to be able to do any kind of true walking poses, but it can look up. The hinge is kind of loose, so it doesn't look up too much, but yeah, see, mine's hinge is just the tiniest bit loose, so it's going to keep falling down. One thing that's kind of negative about this figure is that the DNA code is on a trap door, which they've done that on all the Pteranodons. For this, you just open that door and there's a huge scan code in there, or you can like store a little gun in there, I guess, and then it pushes closed. So, I mean, the button's already there, so the back is already not a solid piece of plastic, but this door just seems like a silly solution for it. They should have had like a piece of the wing fold down or something, but probably the best they could do. But yeah, let's do a comparison of the other Quetzalcoatlus. I definitely can't finish up reviewing this new Dominion one without getting the old one in frame. It's another pretty big figure, but these figures are different. They're definitely made from the same probably starting point, but I mean, there's just little differences. Like, see how the claws are different on the wings. I mean, it's almost like they took it and just modified little pieces of it. Those claws are totally different, but the base body looks pretty similar. Same kind of feather detail. The feet look pretty similar, if not identical. The neck starts off looking the same, but this one's neck was always tied to an action feature, which was this. So it's never been posable. And then, of course, the heads are totally different. You can see right there just how different the heads are. I mean, they have a giant beak and a little crest on top, but other than that, the similarities, they're not the same mold at all. They're totally different toys in that regard. This one obviously looks a lot more like Dominion. So there's the two Quetzalcoatluses side by side. They do complement each other quite well, if you ask me. But obviously the Dominion one is meant to emulate that movie's version of Quetzalcoatlus. So there it is, huge figure, Quetzalcoatlus. Go ahead and do a couple more action features for the camera. A little bit of wing flapping action. Yeah, that's a cool one. It's a big one though. That one's going to be hard for me to find space on my shelf because it is so big. Let's go ahead and open up this Jeep next. And we'll save the Isla Sorna capture pack for the finale. Let me go ahead and move some of these figures back so we have a little bit of room to work with. I have a feeling I'm going to be putting batteries in this one too, because it's got an electronic feature that I really want to see in action. So Here's the Jeep Gladiator pack. If you're wondering why are you opening this, this is about Mattel toys. This is a Mattel toy, and it actually is made to fit the human figure. So let's go ahead and get it out, take a look at it. It comes with the Dracorex too. But yeah, it says Matchbox on it, but it is a Mattel figure, and it is meant to be made with the Mattel toys. I like the render on the back with the Dracorex. That's a nice touch. So yeah, go ahead. There's the contents too. Go ahead and open this thing up. Of course, this thing is called the Jeep Gladiator. It's an actual design from the movie. There is Jeep Gladiators in the movie. They're Biosyn vehicles, and they didn't put the Biosyn branding on this one for whatever reason. Definitely missed opportunity because the Biosyn branding is really cool, and I know a lot of Jurassic fans are super excited to see Biosyn come to the franchise at last. But the toys so far have not had any kind of Biosyn branding. There we go. There's the vehicle. Got the instructions too, if we need them. You know what I didn't do is grab somebody to put in this thing. Might have to be volunteer Sonya, but maybe I can grab Owen from the shelf behind the vehicle. And no, it doesn't come with an Owen. If you're looking inside it and saying, it comes with Owen, Tim, that's a cardboard insert, which is pretty funny. This is literally a cardboard insert. But let's go ahead and get the whole vehicle out, and then we can sort of pick apart how it works and all that good stuff. Looks like there's quite a bit of packaging to remove on this thing. Lots of little plastic ties, of course. I'm guessing there's probably a screwdriver in here too somewhere. That's interesting. Huh. How do we get this thing out? Yep, not screws, but little twisty ties. That was easier than I thought it would be, honestly. And then we have the remote here, which is also, you guys should see my floor. It is just covered in toy boxes right now. We've literally made a giant mess just off camera. And then yeah, this little 2D Owen in here, you see him? His days are numbered. He's got to get out of there. Sorry Owen, you're not even the real deal. You're just a piece of cardboard. How funny is that? It almost looks like him. It's a clever little packaging gimmick there. But here's the vehicle. Does take some batteries, and I think I'm going to get those out so that we can play with the mechanical feature. So give me 1 second, and I'm going to go ahead and put batteries in this real quick. All right, so I did put batteries in this thing, but in doing so, I figured out that there's no reason to put batteries in right now because I can't drive this thing around my table, and this claw in front that I thought was activated by the batteries is actually not activated by the batteries. So I did all that work for nothing. Oh, hey, cool. And that's how that fits on there, I guess. I think what happens is I am going to drive it a little bit just because I like to live dangerously. Yeah, it's not that. I guess it's not too crazy to drive around, right? So maybe I can demo it. Maybe this will all be worth it. It comes with this Dracorex, which is very similar to the Dino Rivals Dracorex. I like this funny little bit. Does it come out of this base? Is it stuck in this base? No way. Maybe it is stuck in this base. Let me look at oh my gosh, it is. Here I was thinking this was a figure that came out, but no, it's stuck in this base. So you get this figure with no articulation that also doesn't come out of the base. It's literally stuck in here. It's glued in here. Someone figures out how to get this out, let me know without like breaking something, because I'm not trying to like break this toy I just got. The instructions show it in the base. So I'm guessing that that's what you do with it. But what you do is you're going to run into this thing, and supposedly it's going to, I got my control right here. Supposedly it's going to capture this thing. Oh my gosh, guys, this is dangerous. This is really dangerous. All right, let's try this again. Ready? Oh, it just tossed it off the table. But the claw did come out. I think I'd probably need a lot more of a runway to get this thing to work. But the gist of it is when it hits this bumper, the claw captures it, and now you've got the dinosaur captured in the claws, which this whole thing actually comes off too. So you can just have the Jeep itself too. And let's talk about how awesome this Jeep is, because go ahead and turn off the batteries here. Turn off the Jeep itself. It's a really cool vehicle. I mean, obviously I'm getting a ton of vehicles with the Mattel toys, but this one makes up for it. It's got rubber tires first off, so that's already really cool. Really nice detail, all things considered. It's got just plastic, and it's got this sticker decal that adds kind of another layer of detail, if you will. And then it also has more stickers over here, stickers for the windows. Got the Jeep logo back there. Got another rubber tire on top. And then it's got 4 different seats for 4 different people. I did go ahead and grab Owen when I was doing batteries, and he will easily fit in here on the driver's seat. Ready to go. I'm going to bend his legs actually, so he can actually fit in. That knife satchel though is always going to make him hard to fit, but he fits in there pretty easily. You can see him riding in there, and there's 4 more seats for 4 more figures, so the whole crew can ride in there. I'm guessing in the movie there is like a chance to see some of the legacy characters around this vehicle, because we've already seen in press photos all of them hiding behind an overturned one. But this is cool. I like the little rack it has on top too. So totally open, so you can put figures in, or dinosaurs can eat figures out of it. But I really like this vehicle. It's pretty awesome. And of course that claps thing, I thought I was gonna like it. Want to take this off, but I kind of like the added sort of utility it gives to it. It reminds me of the capture vehicles from Lost World, right? Let's see if I can fit this thing back on here. I think it just pops in. Yep, pops in front. And it kind of acts as a guard on the window too. If you look at that, it kind of adds like a little bit of a heavy duty to the window. So kind of like it. I think I might leave it on there. So that's the Jeep Gladiator and the Dracorex that's just stuck to the base. Kind of funny. But let's go ahead and open up our last toy. Everyone, thanks for sticking with me for this extra long unboxing. This was definitely a marathon. Let's get out the Isla Sorna capture pack. Technically not from Dominion, it's from the Legacy Collection, and of course it's from The Lost World, Jurassic Park, one of my favorite Jurassic films. And it the artwork of the box shows how, you know, they're out on the hunting trail, chasing down all these dinosaurs and capturing them. So they've kind of took that scene and put it into the packaging with the tree line and the open plains. You can see the grass down here in front. Also on back, you can see the Parasaurolophus getting chased down by Roland Tembo and the other legacy figures you can get in the pack. Yeah, it comes with 2 figures, a juvenile Parasaurolophus, which we'll look at here in a sec, and I can even get, well, I guess we don't need to do a comparison because it's not necessarily the same kind of figure. Let me see if I can just cut this guy. Yes. Let me guess, this has those plastic ties down here. Yep. Just twist those and this thing should come out fairly easily. There we go. All right, the vehicle should just lift out because these little plastic bases you just pop off. Put that thing down. Go ahead and get Roland out, and these missiles. I think that's it. Roland himself doesn't come with any accessories or anything. Literally just him. So get him out. Pop these missiles all out. Love missiles though. That's so old school. Very old school Kenner to have a vehicle that shoots missiles versus a gyrosphere or something silly like that. All right. Let me go ahead and reorganize my toys back here because it's kind of getting lopsided. Thank you for being patient while I get my setup set back up back here. I gotta get all the dinosaurs ready ready to bear witness to the final part of this unboxing. Cool. So here's the vehicle. I think what's the official name of it? It's just called the, they don't really call it anything. They just call it the capture pack. I thought maybe it had a name like 4x4. I'm going to call it the 4x4. This thing is straight from the movie with the little cage in front. I mean, look at that with the guardrails. I love the tire in the front too. Oh, the tire spins. Some nice little fun feature. It's got a tire in the front, extra tire. The headlight decals look great. It's got, you know, obviously the tires all around. Gas can on the back with more taillights. Room for a bunch of characters inside. Easily 4 characters. We also have a little, like, let me see if I can get this. A little computer that has a Parasaurolophus kind of locked on that they must be using to capture. The steering wheel, of course. And then this whole door. Oh, cool. It's spring-loaded. I did not know that. Oh, that is cool. See, I don't watch the behind the gates videos. I mean, I definitely watch them, but I don't like, I try not to spoil myself. So I try to like only look at the toys and not sort of how they work, just because I want to be fresh for these reviews. So I did not know that that shoots out like that. And then of course you're going to press the button right here on top. It's going to shoot. Oh man, that is cool. I definitely love that's spring loaded. That's a whole nother play feature. Even the old Kenner stuff wasn't spring loaded. So I love the green of this. Of course, they painted this part of the vehicle a different green because they did this door a different green for whatever reason. So they kind of blended it with this stripe here so that it all blends together. But pretty faithful recreation of the InGen vehicle. It's got a big InGen logo on the front too. So pretty cool, pretty slick for old school Lost World fans like myself. Uh-oh, my vehicle's rolling away. Of course, we got Roland Tembo as well. Come on, quit crashing over. Roland Tembo, all new figure, our first Lost World figure from Mattel. We've gotten Jurassic Park, we've gotten Jurassic World, we even got Jurassic Park 3, but we have not gotten Roland Tembo yet. So all new figure here for Roland. He's got pretty nice likeness too. I think so anyway. He's got some nice detail on his jacket with some scaling. He's got his little watch on, his boots. So, and he's got all the cool articulation you'd expect, like the legs move and obviously bend so he can sit in the truck. His elbows move. He doesn't come with a gun, worth mentioning, but he's got a whole truck that acts as a gun, right? So there he is. He fits in the driver's seat easily, like I said. And of course, we got a little Parasaurolophus too, which this is a new figure. Got this. I don't want to forget to do that scan code. So there it is. That's literally no action features, just a solid piece of plastic. Of course, it's got the basic articulation on the arms and legs. And it looks like, yep, a little bit of articulation on the head as well. So you can have a little bit of fun with that one too, which is great because who doesn't want to have their Parasaurolophus trumpeting. The color doesn't match any Parasaurolophus we've gotten yet, but I do kind of like the colors. I like how they did this layered kind of double splotch on the top. Pretty fun. That's Parasaurolophus. I like the little duck hands it has too. So this set, $30, gets you the vehicle, gets you a dinosaur figure, and also gets you Roland Tembo. Of course, the vehicle is probably what makes this set for me. It's just so cool. And I guess I could do a quick comparison how it compares to like the Jurassic Park Jeep. It's a little bit bigger than the Jurassic Park Jeep too, if you can see. So it's hefty too. It's bigger than it looks. I thought it was smaller till I got it in hand, and it's definitely a little bit bigger, which was a nice surprise. In fact, a lot of these toys had some nice surprises. The Jeep Gladiator was awesome. Definitely wasn't expecting to be so enamored with that, but I think it's the rubber tires for me that made it a really cool set. Of course, I knew the Dimetrodon was going to be awesome. Did not disappoint. Let's go ahead and put Quetzalcoatlus up here. And then the Yangchuanosaurus, I hope I'm saying that correctly, was another surprise because it's so big. I mean, this thing is huge. So yeah, a lot of cool toys we unboxed today. Of course, all of this stuff is stuff that you can track down in stores right now, or you can order it online. I know a lot of this is on Amazon or Walmart.com, or even some of it, the exclusive stuff, of course, is on Target. So if you like what you see and you want to go ahead and grab it, I have the links in my bio of where you can buy all the toys, so you can get all of this awesome stuff from Mattel. Just so many toys right now, and it's so exciting. But I think I've droned on and on enough about these figures. I hope you enjoyed this kind of extra long review and unboxing all these toys as much as I have. Again, I'm Tim the Collect Jurassic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.